Hi, I'm Mel.
And I'm Janelle.
And this is the Murder Mamas.
The Murder Mamas.
Welcome.
Welcome.
It's been a minute since we recorded.
A hot minute.
Yeah.
Nice little vacay.
Yeah.
That we did.
We did. And I was thinking I didn't want to record because my mom came into town and it would be a lot of work. And then I thought, oh, we're our own boss. We don't have to record if we don't want to.
No one's
We can
forcing
take off 2 weeks. So we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your mom was here.
My mom was here.
It was your birthday.
It was my birthday.
We went to the beach.
We did go to the beach. It was a nice day.
A very nice day.
Yeah.
Saw a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Some crabs.
Yep.
Bo was talking to me and he was like, Connor got pinched.
Probably.
Yeah. So did Jill.
Yep.
That has been nice.
Yeah.
Nice little break.
It
Summer's
was.
coming to an end.
It is.
Fast.
Quickly.
Very quick.
Yeah.
Too quick.
2 weeks or a week and a half or something.
The 8th, I think, they go back
9th.
to school.
Ours go back the 9th, the Tuesday. That's all I know. I think it's the 9th. I don't know. That's too fast. We never went back.
Like the 20th.
I went back to school after Labor Day when I was in school. Like, we didn't start until after Labor Day. And I only did half days in kindergarten, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, California does, like, half days.
Oh.
I think they call it, like, TK, transitional kindergarten or something.
No, there was a morning and then there was an afternoon class. And I was in the afternoon class.
I don't remember.
That's what my mom told me.
Oh, no, I'm saying, like, I don't know.
Oh.
I think I went up to a full day. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I feel like a whole day of kindergarten's a lot.
It's a lot for a kindergartner. It is.
A 5-year-old.
A 5-year-old, yeah.
I don't know what Bo's teacher's going to do next year. Like, good luck, sweetheart.
Good luck. Good luck. Yeah.
He's a lovable handful.
They all are.
He's especially.
Yeah.
But he's so cute.
He is cute.
He loves bugs.
Yeah.
And animals.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he does really good in classroom settings. He's like just crazy.
Yeah.
Outside of that.
Yeah.
But he does pretty good. Like at kindergarten, per preschool, he did really good.
Good.
So he should be good.
He'll be fine.
He should be.
Yeah.
And if not, I can always become his teacher.
Yeah, that's true. I will never be doing that.
No?
No.
Not unless it's required because of COVID.
Then they just won't get taught.
Teach yourselves.
That's what they did.
Is that way? No, never mind. No, that was going to be so mean. I love her so much. I was going to say, is that way?
No, Avery wasn't in
I know. I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
Avery can't multiply because I didn't teach her COVID.
Is that the reason why your 6-year-old's not doing multiplication?
Yep, that's it.
The only reason. Also, I'm still thinking about how you thought my son would know how to make a furnace.
How to multiply.
He's talking about Minecraft, and you're like, oh, well, he knows multiplication, so that means he can build a furnace? Like,
have you ever given him to build? Do you know? Maybe.
He did build an automatic sweeper today.
See?
From Kiwi Co.
Yep.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. But call us.
I don't think we're the right demo for them.
That's true.
Our stuff's a little grim.
Yeah.
Theirs is usually more uplifting. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
what
are we talking about tonight?
We're talking about the collar bomb.
The collar bomb.
Yeah, like a shirt collar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know you're vaguely familiar.
I have bits and pieces in my head, but I'm not 100% sure.
So I watched some YouTube.
Yeah.
And I watched the Netflix series.
Oh.
Evil Genius.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched that. I need to watch it. Is it good?
Good. I mean, it's like...
Yeah. It's a documentary.
This is a 4-part series
about...
I just need to break up the Stranger Things with some other Stranger Things.
With some other really Stranger Things? Yeah.
Also, speaking of Stranger Things, just real quick, I went back and I rewatched all the other seasons.
Oh, yeah?
And I kept talking to Chris. I was like, I don't remember any of those things. Like, did you even watch this show? 'Cause, like, I forgot so many major plot points.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, no, those were just the years of my life that got
Right.
my memory just like
I don't
blocked
think
it
I
out.
remember the first couple of seasons. I mean, I remember the
Whole general
general theme. Yeah.
but, like,
No, not every. No.
details.
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
But now I remember all the details because I get 8 hours of sleep a night instead of 4. So hello. Anyways, back to the college bomb. Do you want me to just get started, or
Yeah.
do you want me to like give you an idea of what it's about? Or
You do you, boo.
okay, so I'm just gonna jump in.
Okay.
At around 1:30 p.m. on August 28th, 2003, in Erie, Pennsylvania.
That's today. Oh no, August. We're in July. Never mind. I was like, wow, that's today.
It is the day before my mom's birthday.
Oh.
I feel like I know there's 365 days in a year, but a lot of stuff coincides.
Sorry.
Rude.
Spam.
Jeez. A lot of stuff coincides with like dates, like anniversaries and birthdays, and like my birthday. And
I found that a lot too. I know that date.
This is interesting. So in Erie, Pennsylvania, a call for a pizza delivery was made to Mamma Mia Pizzeria. The call was hard for the owner of the pizza shop to understand, so the order was placed with a 10-year employee named Brian Wells. Wells left the shop to make the delivery a few blocks away at 8631 Peach Street. What happens from there is one of the quote-unquote most complicated and bizarre crimes in the annals of the FBI. I had to Google what the word annals is. It's like the history.
Oh. Okay.
Can we just use the word everyone would know? But okay. It was a quote, so I didn't change it.
Yep.
Brian Wells was 46 years old.
Okay.
And he was a Pennsylvania native. He walked into PNC Bank with a shotgun hidden as a walking cane and a collar bomb strapped to his neck.
Wow.
He was no longer wearing his Mamma Mia uniform shirt and was now wearing a white shirt that said the words Guess. Not like the brand Guess, but it was just like written on it.
Okay.
And the shirt's kind of like pulled up over the collarbone.
Okay.
So they
can't see it? Yeah.
But like you can see that there's
something.
Okay. Because it's kind of like bulky.
Right.
I'm doing a lot of hand motions that you can see, but no one else can see.
Yes.
He was carrying with him 9 pages of handwritten scavenger hunt instructions in his pocket.
Oh, good Lord. 9 pages?
So overly detailed.
Yeah.
They show, like, I couldn't find a good picture of the instructions, but, like, they show little pictures of it in the documentary. And it's like, take a left at this sign and like a little drawing of the sign, just like so over detailed.
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay. So his first task was to go into this bank on Peach Street and demand $250,000 in cash. He hands the teller a note explaining that a bomb would go off in the next 15 minutes. Like, there's a bomb on my neck.
Yep.
It's going off. I need this much money.
Now.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
But he's like really calm. Like really calm.
Really calm, yeah.
Like gets to the front. First he waits in line for a little bit and then he's like, I'm just gonna cut. So then he like cuts in front, he slides it over, grabs a lollipop from the little dum-dum basket.
Oh.
And it's just like casually sucking on a lollipop, holding his little cane gun.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that detail.
Very casual.
Wow. Okay.
Not what you would expect from someone who's like
a hostage
and a victim.
Yeah. Who has something around their neck. I would be freaking out.
Yeah. So that's like...
That's a little iffy.
The first red flag?
Right. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. And he was told to use the shotgun cane by the people who put the collar on his neck.
Okay.
In order to stop people from leaving the bank and like to demand compliance with his note.
Oh.
He doesn't do either of those things.
He's just sucking on his lollipop.
It's like, got his lollipop. Someone describes him as walking out of the bank like Charlie Chaplin, swinging his cane and the money bag, just like...
Okay.
He does none of those things. The teller says that they cannot get that large amount of money in short amount of time, but they give him $8,702, and he exits the bank. So a little short of his $250,000.
Pretty sure
goal.
they carry more than $8,000 in a bank.
Something about the vault.
Oh.
I don't know. And one thing I was watching said that the tellers alerted that there was like a robbery in progress. That's the word I'm looking for. Because one of the tellers called out and was like, "Is Audrey here?" And I guess that was like the bank's code word to like,
right.
You know, like,
Push
did you have a
button.
safe word when like, if someone says they're picking you up,
Right. I did with Preston and Connor. We haven't done that with Avery.
Mine was watermelon. Growing up, so
yeah.
So anyways, so they say like there's an Audrey,
Right.
And the police received their first call regarding the bank robbery at 2:48 p.m. So just like 8 minutes later.
Yeah. Okay.
When the police arrive on the scene, they found Brian Wells standing by his car and or in his car. It wasn't clear.
Mm-hmm.
And they cuff him. And they're like trying to gather what's going on. And Brian's like telling them the story. I'll get more into it. Before he's apprehended, though, he went to a nearby McDonald's and was searching in the flower bed out front for the second clue of the scavenger hunt, which he did find.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's just...
Wearing the collar?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
So the whole thing was he had to finish all these tasks, do this convoluted scavenger hunt, and get back to, like, the meeting point where they put the collar on him in 20 minutes or something. Like, something ridiculous.
Right.
And when I was watching the documentary, Detective was saying that, like, the location of Erie, Pennsylvania is, like, where they are. It's, like, 15 minutes to another state. On one side, it's New York, and on the other side, it's Ohio.
Oh.
Like, that's not a lot of time to get to it. Like, that's a tiny area.
Yeah.
But I guess it is.
Huh.
And so, like, if you really were trying to, like, do a bank robbery, right? Like, aren't you gonna try to get on this main freeway and go to, like, one of these two other states?
Right.
But they have him go on, like, this circle of, like, a scavenger hunt around this whole area. So it's just, like...
That's weird.
Really weird. And apparently the keys that he finds and the clues, the scavenger hunt, are supposed to give him more time, but, like...
No.
So he's put in handcuffs, obviously, like, once the police get to him, and they, like, sit him on the road. Brian tells police that the collarbone was placed around his neck by 3 black men. He can't describe the black men, doesn't know what they look like, doesn't know what they sound like, doesn't know what car they were driving. It was just 3 black men.
Okay. Was this at a house? Like, he went to deliver the pizza at their house?
We'll get there.
Okay.
He went to deliver the pizza at 8361 Peach Street.
Yeah, that's right.
8631 Peach Street.
Okay.
By 3 black men. Again, this is red flag number 2. Because he, like, can't describe any of that. So he told the police to call his boss and let him know that he would not be back to work. And he keeps asking them, "Did you guys call my boss?"
He's really worried about his job.
Yeah, I mean, he worked there for 10 years.
Yeah.
At some point, a police officer cut his shirt. So they cut off, like, the white shirt.
Right.
To reveal the big collar bomb underneath. And they're like, oh, shit. Like, maybe this is a real bomb.
Right.
So he's sitting on the ground and, like, they all sort of, like, give him space.
Yeah. They're all backing up slowly.
Yeah, because he has a bomb on him.
Yeah.
But they have their guns drawn on him. They keep their guns drawn on him the whole time. He continues to ask for help, but, like, there's not much they can do without the bomb squad. Right. And they did call the bomb squad pretty quickly after discovering it was a real bomb, like a matter of, like, a minute or 2. But the bomb squad couldn't get there in time. So the police on scene stated that Brian seemed rather calm, like, just as he had been during the robbery. So he's, like, not really freaking out, not panicking, no tears, like, none of that.
Maybe he took a Xanax.
What's your answer to everything? Just take a Xanny.
Take us out.
I don't think so. There's maybe he was in on it.
Maybe that too.
So he's that way until the collar started beeping. So it's beeping, and he's like,
"No fuck,
shit." Kind of seems like at that point he has the realization that this is like a real bomb. Yeah. The bomb squad is trying to arrive on the scene. Their arrival is slowed by traffic created from closing Peach Street because they had to keep, the police had to close the whole street to keep everyone safe. The bomb exploded at 3:18 p.m. Yeah. The bomb left a fist-sized hole in Brian Wells' chest, and he died in the road on Peach Street.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, I would imagine that it would, like,
blow off his head.
I didn't want to say that because it sounded really way too graphic. But yeah, like, I would imagine, like,
that's what I would think.
A fist-sized hole.
Yeah.
It is. It
must not have been a huge bomb.
I guess it was, like, it ended up being, like, 2 pipe bombs attached to, like, a big handcuff.
Right.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
With, like, some kitchen timers. So.
Not sophisticated.
So not crazy sophisticated, but it had a ton of, like, booby traps in it where, like, wires that didn't go to anything. And, like, all of these, like, different ways. And, like, just like the scavenger hunt had, like, a ton of detailed, like, warnings on it to just kind of, like, throw people off. Like, too much detail. The collar was unable to be removed from his body while remaining intact. So... The coroner decapitated.
Oh. That's rough.
Yeah. That's kind of why I didn't want to say blow his head off.
Yeah.
You said it for me.
My bad.
Brian, in order to remove the collar bomb in one piece, because police wanted to be able to, like,
of course,
dissect it and pull it all apart. Brian's family spoke out about that decision, saying that they were deprived of the closure of an open casket funeral. Basically, Brian's family believed that the police were more concerned with a bomb than with, like, a human body.
Right.
Who was part of their family.
Yeah. I get that, but at the same time, you got someone out there putting bombs on people's necks. Don't you want to figure out who that person is?
Yeah. I mean, to a certain extent, but, like, I don't know. And the coroner in the Evil Genius documentary, the coroner who did it is actually there talking. And he's like, I tried to do it in the most, like, respectful way possible. Right. You know, obviously we know that the bomb has gone off, but is there more?
Yeah.
We can't know for sure, you know, so.
Yeah, that's so rough.
It's, like, a really hard spot to be in, I think, both, like, as a person and, like, professionally. You know, like, that's someone's job.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't think there's any one answer that's good or bad there.
No.
It just is what it was, you know. But I understand where his family comes from.
Of course.
And they've remained that they think he's a victim. I'm going to preface all of that with this, is they don't believe him to be involved.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
There's, like, some jurisdictional stuff of, like, who's going to get the case, because there's so many different police there. There's, like, ATF, there's the FBI, the state police, the Erie PA police, like, so many different polices there. So the FBI eventually takes point on all of the investigation because it's a bank robbery, and, like, those are always federal.
Yeah.
Sorry. Dropped my ring. And I'm remembering I used to work at a Hallmark in high school. Yeah. And it was in the same shopping center as a bank. And one time, someone, like, ran through our Hallmark with a bicycle. It was, like, the weirdest thing. And they, like, went all the way through the back. They just, like, cut through our store. And later, like, shortly after, some guy in, like, a flannel shirt was in our store and was like, do you know whose bicycle that is out back? And I was like, no, I have no idea. Like, I didn't know there was anything behind our store. And he was like, do you know who came, like, do you have footage of who came through here? Blah, blah. Like, this whole thing, it was the FBI. Yeah. They were there so quick. Plain closed. I was like,
what the fuck is happening?
I was like a 17-year-old who's probably high. Like, what? What's going on right now?
I worked in a building, and on the bottom floor there was a bank, and we worked right next to a freeway. And I worked on like the 7th floor or something, and we would go down there to make deposits and do stuff. And I was in the bank doing
Regular
something.
banking transactions.
Yeah, regular banking transactions. And I had gotten there like 5 minutes before they were just robbed.
Oh my gosh.
They were all shook up and everything, and I was like, fuck this. So I just went back upstairs.
I'm not dealing with this today.
Why is everybody like, we just got robbed? But they were like used to it because we were literally right next on like we were on the freeway.
Oh,
and
so
it
people just
always
like,
happened. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was kind of scary. Luckily, they never came up on any other floor.
Well, they're not interested in what you're doing. They just wanted the bank money real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, but so the FBI showed up super fast for that bank robbery.
Yeah.
And the guy left his bike, which was like crazy.
That's weird.
It was such a weird experience.
That is a weird experience.
It's just like, what is going on right now? All that to say, the FBI takes over when it's a bank robbery.
Right.
So they take over for this because they're like, primarily it's a bank robbery.
Yep.
They didn't put all the other like pieces together.
Yeah.
So they're just looking at that aspect of it. But they did set up like multiple other task forces with the ATF and the local police and the state police to gather evidence and uncover how these events came to occur. They have like a task force for like the prostitutes in the town, a task force for like Mamma Mia Pizzeria, like just different ones. This is like the craziest thing I've ever read into. And I feel like I've read about like so many cases, so many fucked up people. And this one's not as like fucked. I mean, it is fucked up. But like, it's so convoluted.
Yeah.
Where it's crazy. Like almost confusing and like hard to get it in like, there's no straight line.
Yeah.
It's like
and it's not really something that you've heard of before.
I saw it on Reddit
at
first, and then I was like, okay, and I just went down this rabbit hole of like everything. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then this, and I was telling Chris about it, and he was like, what? Yes. Like, I'm really into these cases, like the last one, the Stainer one. I'm really into these cases where it's like, I need to pull out my board, my red string.
Right.
Like, what is going on? So that's how I felt doing this. But there's nothing linear, so it might get a little confusing. I'll try to keep it as concise as possible, but
we got it.
I'm not making any promises.
Okay.
A search warrant is executed at Brian Wells' home, and just to add a note here, his landlord talks, and he rented like a little house, like a granny flat almost, at her property, and it was like a long-term rental, and she's like, he was a very nice guy. He had his 3 cats, and he was always inside. And sometimes he would bring his cats outside, but Brian was a nice man, like a great tenant, like nothing bad to say about him.
Just a guy.
Or people that were around. She did say that he was probably easily influenced, quote unquote.
And he's 46.
Correct.
Okay.
So, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
The search warrants executed in the early morning hours of August 29th, my mom's birthday. The police don't find anything linking him to the bank robbery, like no physical evidence.
Okay.
They do uncover a list of local prostitutes that Brian would do business with.
Okay. It's sex workers now, not prostitutes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll be more PC.
Yes.
Sex workers.
Sex workers.
I feel like that's an umbrella term, though. Can't you, like, drill down?
Well, so I listen to a podcast that has cops telling stories that they went through. So it's the actual police officer's point of view. And they say they're going to use the term prostitutes because that's what they're called out on the streets. So they just use the term that has been around for a long time. So I don't know which one. It's politically correct now to say sex worker, but when listening to the cops, they're like, well, no, we call them prostitutes because that's what they call each other out on the street. So I don't know.
Oh, that's hard.
Don't want to offend anybody, but...
I don't either.
I don't know.
Well, regardless, there was a list of women that were paid in exchange for services, goods and or services.
Goods and or services.
That he would sometimes pay for those goods and or services, and he left a list of those in his home.
Okay.
And the police found that list.
Yes.
So, there we go. And, like, a little side note tangent here. It's not in my notes, it's just in my brain.
Anyway.
The documentary was saying that on that list they found a person who provided goods or services in exchange for money, whose boyfriend had ties to the military, like was a vet,
right.
and was in the bomb.
Oh, unit.
Familiar with that or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And so they sort of looked into that, and he was a black man, but they, like, nothing.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, like, nothing ever came of it, but they thought that that was a potential lead at one point.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was not.
Okay.
One of Brian's co-workers was found dead by his family on August 31st. So now this is, like, two guys that work at the same pizza shop, both dead.
Okay.
Pretty...
That's weird.
Yeah, within, like, 3 days of each other.
Yeah, that's weird.
So, this coworker was scheduled to speak with the FBI the following day, on Monday. There's speculation that he was aware of a robbery plot, and that is why he died. It's determined that it was either suicide or an accidental overdose. So, there's no suicide note left, but like, it was drugs. He was a drug user.
So, it could have been.
Who knows?
Who knows?
All they know is that he was a potential witness.
Yep, and now he's dead. Yeah.
Which seems really suspicious in like a few minutes when I get to some other people that are involved in this story.
Okay.
So it's like, was it an accident?
Yeah.
The police and the FBI, they set out to like see, because they have all the notes from the scavenger hunt, and they have where everything's supposed to go. So they're like, would it have even worked?
Right.
Would he have been able to accomplish this in the allotted time?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Right.
So they go the same day, same time of day, same everything.
Yeah.
To follow that route. It wouldn't have worked.
No.
They determined that there was no way that Brian would have completed it all in that time. The theory they had is that Brian was never meant to finish the tasks.
Right.
He was going to die no matter what.
Yeah.
So then it was like, is this murder?
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah, how do you describe it?
What is this? Is it primarily a bank robbery? Is it primarily...
Primarily?
Words. Primarily murder? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
They were able to determine that the call to place the order to the pizza place was made from a payphone at a gas station on Peach Street.
Okay.
So everything sort of happens on the same street.
Right.
And it's like hard for me to... they showed a bunch of maps, but I'm like, I'm not good at maps. What?
I'm not good at maps.
I'm not good at math. Like, I don't know. I don't... Is that scale? Like,
yeah,
I know you're saying it takes 15 minutes to
right.
go from a state to a state, but like, that to me is just like, what?
Yeah.
I'm living in Texas. I'm like, bitch, I could drive 14 hours and not be in another state. Like, what are you talking about? I have driven 14 hours multiple times and still been in Texas. I'm like, are we ever going to leave Texas?
Yeah.
Texas, do you ever end?
Do you end?
Love you lots, but do you ever end?
It's a big one.
It is so big, especially when you're going down the bottom to Hill Country. At least Hill Country's pretty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all of it.
Hill Country's pretty.
No, the Hill Country.
Oh yeah,
but
no,
not all
like
of Texas,
if you go
like El Paso and
El Paso, I'm not a fan of, or I mean it's whatever to drive through.
Right.
But like the Panhandle.
Yeah. It's just
they don't call it the Panhandle.
No.
Like the flat part Amarillo.
Yeah. That's rough.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is flat.
It's nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We drove that coming back from California once.
Oh, yeah.
It was hours
rough.
And hours and hours, hours and hours of nothing.
Yeah, it's rough.
Whoa, like,
this
is bad.
Yep.
This is bad.
Yeah.
At least Hill Country, you have trees.
Yeah.
It's
true.
It's like your only saving graces are trees, and then you get some hills at the end.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Texas is huge.
It's big.
Welcome to Texas. Everything's bigger. So they determined that it's made at a payphone from a gas station on Peach Street, pretty close to where the pizzas were delivered.
Okay.
The pizzas are not delivered to a house.
Okay.
To answer your question,
Yep.
they're delivered to a transmission tower for WCTV.
Oh, okay.
Which is just like a lot. Like a vacant lot.
Okay.
Sort of, with like a transmission tower on it. I don't know why it has an address.
Huh.
Little weird, right?
Okay.
Evidence collected at that location shows that Brian's car had been there. The case really breaks open in September of 2003. On September 20th, 2003, the police received a call from William Bill Rothstein, who lived near the transmission tower, stating that there was a body in the freezer in his garage.
Okay.
What a phone call.
Yeah.
What a phone call. Like, hi, my name is Bill Rothstein, and there's a body in a freezer in my garage. Thank you.
Thank you. If you could come out and get it, that'd be great.
If you can come get this body, sure. Quick, couple follow-up questions. How, why, how long? Like, huh? So,
Yep.
yeah. So they play some of the call when he first calls the police, and he tells them, like, it's this person who I know who did it. And they're like, okay, how? Who's the victim? What did they?
Right.
And he's like, I'll tell you guys another time. Like, it's such a weird call. He's such a weird guy.
Huh.
So the body in the freezer is James Roden, and James Roden had been living with an ex/friend of Rothstein's, Marjorie Deal Armstrong.
Okay.
So this is when there's like so many different people.
Okay.
So we got James Roden, who's dead.
Mm-hmm.
We got Rothstein, whose house it is, and then we got Marjorie,
Okay.
who used to date Rothstein, but now is dating Roden, who's dead.
Who's dead? Okay.
Yeah. Rothstein said that he called the police because Marjorie had asked him to put Roden's frozen body through like a wood chipper / ice chipper or something. And he
Like
didn't
Fargo.
Sure.
Have you seen Fargo? You've never seen Fargo? Seriously?
Is the silence deafening?
Oh my god.
I feel like I have. It's with the pregnant cop, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, but I don't know any of the plot points.
Ugh. Such a good movie.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll report back.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't really want to put someone's like frozen body through a wood chipper for you. So
Right.
like, I don't think I'm going to do that.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, like that's going to be a big pass for me. So it turns out he was paid $2,000 to store this dead body for this Marjorie. Like, that's not enough money.
No.
And also, I feel like I've said this before, I never want to be that close to someone
No.
where they feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, I got this body that I need to put through a wood chipper. You down?
Yeah, no.
Like, I am not your ride or die for that.
No.
No. You want to go get a tattoo you'll regret? I'm your girl. You want to go do something else?
Yeah.
I'm your girl.
Yep.
You want me to put a dead body through a fucking wood chipper for you? No, ma'am. I'm calling the police.
Nah.
I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
Don't ever ask me that.
No.
Yeah, we fucked up.
No.
Do that yourself.
You keep looking at me like I'm gonna do it one of these days.
I mean, we're talking about how hard it is to strangle people, so
Yeah.
I'm getting more concerned every day. Every day, I'm like, is this the day? Is this the day Mel asks? No, I'm just kidding. So Marjorie says that she killed Roden over dispute about money. That same night that he calls, Rothstein writes a suicide note that says, quote unquote, this has nothing to do with the death of Brian Wells. It's like...
Okay. Well, I think it does now.
No one's talking about that.
Nope.
So, like, it's like when your kid does something they're not supposed
Yep.
to, and they're like, I didn't eat the cookies.
Yeah. What?
I wasn't asking about cookies.
Yep.
But, like, now I know you did eat the cookies. You know, like,
Yep.
what?
Mm-hmm.
What? So it's super weird, super suspicious, and Rothstein's a total hoarder, just like as an aside. Also, so is Marjorie Dale Armstrong. Total hoarder.
Yeah.
And he's also very smart, it says. He was like a shop teacher or something and an engineer. Marjorie gets sentenced to some jail time for Roden's death. It's like 7 to 20 years or something. I don't know.
Okay.
She's also said to be really smart, but has like mental health issues, so like some bipolar and some other things.
Yeah.
And that she would like manic and flip like really fast, and there's like a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
As far as her, she's like has like a master's degree and like all kinds of stuff, but just a little different.
Well, yeah.
It's also determined, or not determined, but it's found out that she's like one of her husbands like hung himself, and the other one fell like as an accident.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, she shot a boyfriend or a fiance.
Holy shit!
And killed him, but it was determined to be self-defense, even though he was sleeping.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So there's like
that's a red flag.
Right?
3 boyfriends. Wow.
Yeah, so she shot him like 6 times while he laid on the couch.
Huh. Okay.
And then she's acquitted.
Yeah.
Saying it's self-defense. I'm like,
red flag.
That seems suspicious.
That's the 3rd one that's died. 4th one. Yeah.
Yeah. So she does get jail time for it, which is like, okay, great. So then in 2005, so 2 years after, she tells a state trooper, Dale Armstrong tells a state trooper that she had information about the Wells case. And after meeting with the FBI agent, she would tell them everything she knew if she was going to be moved to like a different prison.
Okay.
A lower security prison.
Okay.
It's so weird because she like does these interviews and like tells them a bunch of stuff, and then she's like, I'm not gonna tell you anything else. But they're like, we already have enough to charge you for everything. Like, okay, don't tell us anything else. Right. That's fine. Like, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So she says like, I gave them the kitchen timers that were used for the bomb, but Rothstein is the mastermind of this whole plan, and Wells was directly involved.
Oh, okay.
He was a willing participant, is what she says.
Okay.
That he was, like, cool with doing some of it for, like, some money.
Okay.
Or whatever. Like, basically, I guess his thing is he thought that the bomb wasn't going to be real.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, I'll go rob the bank and, like, do that part, and then I'll take some of that money, and, like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, we already talked about how that turned out for him.
Yeah. It didn't go quite well.
Not quite good. So then there's another player that's uncovered as she's giving, like, her statement about what happened. And that person is Kenneth Barnes. And he was, like, a television repairman and a crack dealer.
Okay.
And Marjorie's fishing buddy.
Okay.
He had,
many talents.
Apparently. You threw me off. So he was just like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to say it. He's a total piece of shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
So he says, he says a lot of stuff. He says that Wells was involved. He says Wells was a willing participant. And the whole thing was like, the whole plot and like reason for all of this was that Marjorie and William Rothstein were talking about ways that they could make money. Marjorie wanted Barnes to kill her dad.
Okay.
She's like a straight up psycho.
Yeah,
she wanted him to kill her dad because she felt that her dad was spending her inheritance.
Oh, good Lord.
She wanted her inheritance.
That's not hers.
Yeah. And so Barnes is like, yeah, I could kill your dad. But it's going to cost you $250,000.
Oh, wow. That's a big price tag.
it's also the exact same price tag as what Brian Wells was trying to get from the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they're like, all right, let's get that. We'll rob the bank. You get your money. My dad does this. And then I have my inheritance. Right. And everybody's happy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Barnes told investigators that it was really Marjorie who was the mastermind of everything. And that this is why. Like, she wanted that money.
Mm-hmm.
All three of them, again, they were hoarders. Which is, like, so gross.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So Barnes, in 2005, he's in jail on unrelated drug charges, and he's turned in by his brother-in-law. So he starts telling his brother-in-law about, like, the plot for the robbery and the murder and all that.
Yeah.
And they turn him in. So he pleads guilty, but he's already in jail.
Yeah.
He pled guilty to conspiring to rob a bank and aiding and abetting. So, like, the police don't solve this initial crime for a while, you know? He gets 45 years in prison for this. Okay. In federal prison. And then it's reduced because he testified against Marjorie.
Right.
He also dies in prison. Okay. Let me just confirm that. In June 2019.
Oh, okay.
He died. Deal was the mastermind. Rothstein is dead. He died from cancer at this time. Like, before he's sentenced or anything, he's dead. Okay. So he's gone. Yeah. So it's just those two that are alive. Because Wells is gone.
Right.
Buchanan, who's the U.S. attorney, she stated that Wells was involved in the plot from the beginning, but that they fitted him with a real bomb when he thought that it would be fake.
Right.
There's a certain prostitute whose name is Hoopsick, Jessica Hoopsick, who would be involved. I used the word prostitute.
You did.
Dang it. A certain provider of goods and services who would be involved with Brian Wells. Mm-hmm. And she said that she recommended him, Wells, to be like the person. The person that they did the collar and the bomb on.
Right. Okay.
Because Barnes was her dealer.
Yeah.
And they were looking for, like, someone who would be scared into robbing a bank.
Right.
And so she was the one who set him up.
Oh.
Yeah. But then they also kind of say that she may not be, like, a credible witness. So it's, like, hard to know what it is. I just want to say, so that's pretty much it. Like, she goes to jail, he goes to jail. Yeah. They die. Marjorie died. Sorry. Marjorie died in prison in 2017 from breast cancer. Yeah. Kenneth Barnes died from diabetes. Yeah. Brian Wells died from a bomb around his neck. Yeah. and Bill Rothstein died in 2004. Yeah. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah. He was never... Oh, but one quick thing to add. The inheritance that she wanted was denied to her. So when her dad died, he had nothing left.
Jesus.
It was left with like $120,000 when it had been like $1.8 million. No. But he lived to be 95.
And he was living life.
And he had said in an interview that he had cut off financial support from his daughter like decades earlier because of her mental health issues. Right. And criminal behavior. Yeah. He left her $2,000, but the estate's obligation to pay outstanding medical bills before inheritance meant she received nothing. All of this. Good. And she got nothing. Nothing. Yeah. Not a single cent. Wow. So yeah, that's it. That is...
So they don't know for sure if Wells was a part of the thing or if he...
I mean, they strongly believe that he was.
He wasn't the mastermind. He was just a player in the game.
They believe that he was just... The FBI believes that he was just told that there would be know, like it wouldn't be a live bomb and
Yeah.
it was just meant to go rob it, but that they did a live bomb to kill a witness.
Right.
Because it was really the three of them.
Right.
Barnes.
Okay. But how are they going to get their money if the bomb went off? Or did they set was it on a timer?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't think this was like the most.
They didn't plan that out.
Really planned, but not really. But like maybe if he had done things better and like evaded the police a little more, he would have been able to meet them at a certain point. Like,
yeah.
Who knows? Or like maybe that was part of the scavenger hunt.
Dropping it off
to
somewhere.
Like drop it somewhere.
Yeah.
And the police said that they were following the scavenger hunt during, like, while he's sitting there with the bomb around his neck. Like, one of them went and they saw, like, a blue van, but they were too far away. They couldn't get to it, and they never saw who was there at that drop-off point.
Right.
And the guy was like, I think about that blue van all the time. Like, I'm sure who did this was inside that van, but I'll never know.
Right. That's got to be frustrating.
So frustrating. But yeah, so that's the collar bomb. And such a weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Weird. Like it's just like it's like an onion. It's like the more you read, there's like another layer and another layer and another layer.
And he didn't even get out with that much money. Like it wasn't even worth it. $8,000. That's nothing. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's only what $242,000 short of the goal. Like, you know?
Yeah.
It's $8,000. What are you going to do with $8,000?
You buy a cheeseburger.
In this economy, you know. It's just like.
That's so weird.
I have a hard time understanding criminals. And I feel like this one's just a ton of like ego and like narcissism and like all of that. And the documentary says, or something I watched it, I don't remember which one. It says that the like FBI's behavioral like BAU unit, when they put the profile together, it was basically like a profile of Marjorie and Bill Rothstein, like merged into one.
Wow.
So it was like very much fit both of them if they were like one single person.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
It's also very interesting to me that you would just give someone a dead body and be like, yeah, I'll put this through a wood chipper.
Yeah. Nah.
What? What? Mm-mm. So, going back to his, sorry, my brain's all over the place. Going back to his coworker, do you think he died of an overdose, or do you think it was...
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I think it's suspicious as fuck.
It is.
And I think they killed a lot of people.
They probably did.
There was a lot of people that died.
Yeah. Made it look like an overdose.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Probably. I agree.
Because it's like they wanted as few witnesses as possible, you know?
Yeah.
That's another reason that they said that, or her motive for killing her boyfriend.
Wow.
The rodent guy?
Yeah.
Was because the robbery.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like this like web, you know?
Death.
Death and like paranoia, I'm sure, and like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Weird. Good one though.
Such a weird one.
No. It's interesting.
I felt like it was a nice little bring us back.
Yeah.
Going straight into just like fucked up shit. Like this one's just like
easy going.
Weird.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of Saw.
Yeah.
You know?
A little bit.
A little bit, right? The guy has cancer, he's like a mastermind, makes people fight for their lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those movies.
I think I only saw the first one. I can't.
I saw one where
those are rough.
The girl goes in the hypodermic needle pit and she's stabbed a ton of times with hypodermic needles, and I was like, yo, I don't even hate needles, but fuck that.
No, I don't like needles.
Fuck that. Mm-mm. You don't like needles?
No.
Get tattoos.
Yeah, but those don't hurt.
Your tattoos don't feel like your skin's been rubbed raw with an iron?
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
Oh, mine always feel like my skin's been rubbed raw.
No, mine never really hurt.
Well,
it's probably because I was drunk most. Wasted. I got one in Vegas. We were wasted. Yeah.
I've been sober for all mine.
I didn't feel that.
I've been sober. So.
Yeah.
Those ones hurt. This one hurt real bad, the one on my forearm.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. It's just like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's a long time
to just sit there.
Yeah.
And then go over the same spot. You're like,
yeah, it hurts.
It hurts so bad. Please stop. And I want to finish doing a sleeve.
Yeah.
All on this whole arm.
That
and I know like the less meaty part of my arms are going to hurt even more.
Yeah.
You know, like my elbow and stuff. I'm like,
your elbow. Ooh.
I don't want to do my elbow.
No. You can do around it. Just sleep like little circle.
I'll just put a stick-on tattoo every morning. Just a stick-on tattoo on my elbow every morning. Yeah. I don't know. I want to get more.
The having them removed is a lot more painful. Yeah. Well.
Have you had any more sessions?
No. I need to go do it.
You should just get covered up at this point.
I know.
I
don't know.
Anyways, no one knows what we're talking about, so let's wrap this up.
Wrap that up. So thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting us take some time off.
Yeah. We appreciate that.
Much needed.
Yes. It was much needed. Yep. So you can find us on Facebook at
The M Mamas.
And Twitter at
The Murder Mamas.
And Instagram at
The Murder Mamas.
And email at
themurderedmamas@gmail.com.
And that's it.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.